Peter Julian, and we're at the Conservative Convention. What do you think of the convention and the protests?
Well, I think first off, Canadians expected Stephen Harper to actually come clean with Canadians on Friday night, and in his speech actually tell people what his involvement has been in these various scandals that we're seeing under his government. That's not what he chose to do. What he chose to do instead was to counterattack and attack people across the country who object to Stephen Harper's policies, attack the NDP, of course, and attack other parties. And above all, look through the convention to try to find scapegoats. And we're seeing these scapegoats that Stephen Harper is going after, including men and women who are part of a labor union, public broadcasters, even dairy farmers are part of some of the resolutions that Conservatives have been trying to pass. This shows a government in disarray, and I have no doubt with the opinion polls this week showing the Conservatives in third place for the first time since the party was reunited a decade ago, that Conservative strategists now are willing to go after anybody to try to save their fortunes. What I'm encouraged about is in the protest that we just participated in a few minutes ago, and in countries, in cities and towns and villages right across this country, I'm seeing a real renewed hope. People now understand that we're coming down to what will be the post-Harper period, and they can see that we can start to address some of the major concerns that have been so appallingly neglected by the Conservatives over the course of their mandates. Thinking of things like actually building respect for First Nations, rather than seeing our First Nations people in Canada living under such appalling conditions as we've seen at Wapiskat and others. Actually tackle issues of homelessness. 300,000 Canadians will be sleeping out in the parks and main streets of our nation tonight. That's simply unacceptable in this country, and many of those people are Canadians with disabilities. So what we need to see is building a real respect for First Nations, building a healthy respect for all Canadians that would lead to bringing an end to the chronic homelessness we're seeing, and also respecting the democratic rights of women and men to join labor unions. These are the kinds of fundamental values that the vast majority of Canadians share. I know that Tom Mulcair and the NDP caucus feel very strongly that we need to come to a new Canada in 2015 where we start to respect those fundamental rights, respect all Canadians, and build the kind of Canada where everybody matters and where nobody's left behind.
Thank you. That's...
That